Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Today I want to show you a lime-colored AT&T 210, and this is Peggy's telephone from California. And Peggy really likes this color, and it's a very unique color. You won't see this lime 210 very often, and that's kind of what attracted her to this telephone, and she really liked the color, and she picked it up. I don't believe she paid a whole lot for it, but then found out it didn't really work. And so now what we're going to be doing is going through this telephone, and we're going to go ahead and, this is the initial checkout. We're going to go ahead and troubleshoot this telephone and find out what's going on with it. Now, these are some of the last really good Trimline telephones that were made, and these 210s have a volume control here for your receive. And so that's a really cool option that they had. But this was a really good telephone, and we're going to go through everything on this telephone. It's been my experience that this switch here always needs a little bit of attention, and you kind of have to go through it and clean it, resolder it, and things like that. But we're just going to go through everything here on this telephone. And we also want to check the keypad. We want to make sure that that's clean and everything's sitting, but she's having a problem with it and it's not working for her. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little break here and get into the troubleshooting process, and we'll be right back with you. Okay, we're back now, and basically we're in the middle of kind of a troubleshoot here, and we have the telephone apart. And basically a few things that we have found is, you know, just from experience, I know that these keypads take on spills, and you can basically, you know, I'm not sure if the video is picking that up, but there has been a spill into the keypad here, and so we want to get that all cleaned up. Another issue was, if I can get this apart here, it's pretty sticky. So basically you can kind of see that that's had a spill on it. But another issue I wanted to talk about was on this base for the handset, there's no card. And usually what would happen is there's a card here with a plastic insert over the top of that. And another thing that we had found was, although it wouldn't keep it from working, there's a standoff that has been broke from the base unit here that we're going to have to repair, and it's the standoff that basically holds this end of the phone together. So that'll have to be put back into place and repaired, but it's not a big issue, and we're going to get Peggy another card that goes here on the phone, on the base, and then we're into the handset now, and this keypad is famous for being very difficult to clean because it's a plastic keypad, and what happens is you have to clean it with the proper proper procedures, because if you don't, what you'll do is there's drawn-on conductive material on this keypad, and you can literally ruin the keypad totally by just cleaning it and wiping off the conductive material. So that's going to have to be cleaned. I found quite a few different little solder points that I want to resolder everything that has your connections here for your modular port for your handset cord. We also want to resolder up here at the switch for the volume control and clean the switch. And I found other various solders here going through the board that we want to resolder. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and start the repair process here, and then we'll get right back to you, and we'll do a final checkout on this telephone. So we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. We're in the middle of repairing this telephone, and what we've done so far is we went ahead and cleaned all the contacts in both modular ports for the handset cord. We've also went ahead and cleaned the contacts for the handset cord and recrimped them so that we can make sure that these connections are good here, and we're also going to go ahead and clean the handset cord. Another thing that we did, we went in and we cleaned the dial pad here, and that's been done and replaced. We cleaned all the keypad workings, the housing, and if you remember the last time you've seen this copper piece, it was all green, and it was in pretty bad shape, so it was pretty dirty. And then we went ahead and cleaned the front plate, the cosmetic plate with your all your information for your numbers. And another thing that we did was we went ahead and repaired the standoff. Now we put that back into place, and that should be okay. But what we did notice while we were working on that part of the telephone, I'm going to set this stuff aside here, was the bell or the piezo buzzer switch, and we're going to clean this phone up some. This is broke. The switch is actually broke, if you notice it here, if the video's picking that up. And that's not supposed to swing back and forth. The top or the back half of the switch is actually just hanging there. And so the switch wasn't making any conductivity at all. It just flops around. And so this is not supposed to be like that. So the next time we start the video again, what's going to happen is we're going to go ahead and repair this while we're putting everything back together again. Now we also went through the handset main PC board. We're going to move some of this around here, and resoldered everything and worked on this switch. This was a big problem with these handsets, and these are very good handsets, but the switch with the low, medium, and high setting for the receive volume was, there was always problems with it. They get dirty, they need to be resoldered, and things like that. We also went through the main PC board and resoldered everything up, including the modular handset port. So all that's been taken care of. So we're just going to finalize a few things, and we'll get right back with you. We're going to put it all back together again. We're also going to repair this switch here for the piezo buzzer, and that's for the ring cycle. We're going to clean the phone up a little bit and clean up the handset some, and then we're going to do some final checks. So we'll get right back with you, and we'll finish this part of it up, and we'll return to the video here in a minute. Thank you. Okay, so we're back now, and basically what it comes down to is the switch here for the piezo buzzer for the ring cycle is bad, and we're going to go ahead and replace it with this replacement here, and it's an original replacement. So what we're basically going to be doing is soldering that in now, and I'm going to go ahead and clean my soldering gun. We'll get that all straightened out. And I want to position the switch here so I can work on it. We'll go ahead and replace everything here. Got quite a few wires we have to move over. And we also have a card here that is for the base unit here on her telephone, on Peggy's telephone. She didn't have one, and the telephone has also been cleaned up. It was pretty dirty, and she had just purchased it from someone. So I wanted to clean it up a little bit for her. We'll get the switch taken care of here real quick. Get a little more solder on that line. See if we can't get these two to stick together like they're supposed to. Okay, so now we can do some checking of the telephone. We've got the handset cord cleaned up. This is our old piezo buzzer switch for our ringer, and we'll move some of the stuff to the side here. We also want to make sure that we put our this is a little indicator that you would see. It goes on the back side, and you know, when the telephone is in the off mode, basically you would see the red part of it. So we'll stick that in there too. Now what we can do is we can connect up the handset cord. And then we'll get dial tone here. And then we have a volume control switch here. Medium, low, back up to loud. And then off, medium, or low, and then high. And I'll wait for a ring cycle, turn it off. And then a ring cycle will hit, and I'll turn it back on. So that'd be low. And then high. Now if you watch the analyzer, what we're going to do is walk through some numbers here. I want to get it in the tone mode. Want to end in a 2. We're going to hang up, and I'm going to hit redial. We'll let that finish out on the analyzer. It'll end in a 2. I'm going to dial a 2. Now I'm going to transmit into the handset. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Incoming message test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello, hello. So we know that this handset has receive, transmit, and that it's dialing out. I'm going to go ahead and unplug it. We're going to start putting some things back together here. And I'm going to go ahead and stabilize this after the video. It's not important that it's stabilized right at this second. I'm going to just kind of put it into position and let it sit there because I want to kind of take the cover. And now what we want to do is I'm going to go ahead and put our card in. For Peggy, so that's her card now, and it looks more like a phone now already. We'll go ahead and put the body. Now the telephone's been, if you've seen the initial checkout, it was pretty dirty, and she had just purchased it, so we cleaned it up for her a little bit there. Basically, I'm into repair, but you know, if it needs a little bit of cleaning, we'll do that. That's not a big deal. And I want to get this all back together again the way it's supposed to be. We'll go ahead and get the handset back together again, and we'll do some more final checks. We will secure that switch as we're finished up. So now it's already starting to look more like a 210 again. Get our handset plugged back in. Give it a couple of rings. Give it one more. Give you some dial tone. We'll walk through our numbers one more time. And in a 2. Redial. It'll end in a 2. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to move the telephone over into a regular telephone line. And I'll go ahead and call like a time and temp.
Our body shop can repair almost any make and model for less. Offenburg, Belleville, 234-0330. Today is Monday, January 9th. The time is 1:40. Current temperature 44 degrees. Now the weather forecast for the Belleville area. Becoming partly cloudy tonight, lows around 30. Mostly sunny on Monday, a high around 50.
Okay. Now what we can do is I can call my number and it'll be busy. And we'll call time and temp one more time.
Good morning. Ford, drive one and you'll know. At Offenburg Ford in Belleville and O'Fallon. Today is Monday, January 9th. The time is 1:41. Current temperature at 43 degrees. Now the weather forecast for the Belleville area. Becoming partly cloudy tonight, lows around 30. Mostly sunny on Monday, a high around 50.
Okay, so we know that the telephone is working, and what we're going to do is we will secure the base cover and get our switch secured in and get it all put back together again. But this is a really cool Lime 210 AT&T, and this is Peggy's telephone from California. These are very good telephones. This one's in very good condition, and I think Peggy's going to be pretty surprised about, it cleaned up really well, and I think she's going to have a really nice telephone here. And it's from the age where it has some good quality. So now that we've got our switch repaired and got a number display card here, and her handset repaired and it cleaned up a little bit, it's just a really nice telephone. And some of the best last good equipment that was made, that was produced. So it's ready to be sent back to Peggy, and I think she'll be really happy to have this. It's a very good telephone. This is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.